All right, good morning, everyone. We've got 10 o'clock on my phone, so we're ready to roll. Today is January 22nd. This is your 10 a.m. edition of Lavaca County Commissioners Court. And we will start this proceeding with the confirmation of roll call. Precinct 1. Here. Precinct 2. Here. Precinct 3. Present. Precinct 4. Present. And the judge is here, so let the record reflect that all 5 of us are here today. And with that, we will start with our invocation. Our most Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the rains that you are providing for us. Lord, we're still in a drought in South Texas, even though we're not in a burn ban. And so these rains are such a blessing to us to restore our soils, restore our water supply. And Lord, we just ask that we're thankful today for the rain. And with that, we ask for a peaceful proceeding today in this courtroom, and all the changes that have to be made on an ongoing basis. We just pray for our leaders that we make a successful change in all that we do. And we ask for these things in your name. Amen. Amen. And now our pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honoring the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Did somebody move the flag? Must have been for a picture or something. Yeah, must be. I thought I was in the wrong pose. It felt strange. All right. Do we have any announcements to make before we get started? Something that didn't make the agenda that you want to announce? Or I have one. And did you have something? No. Well, I want to say, I think Friday the governor's office sent over 2 of their disaster declarations. One on the border crisis is still ongoing. They've renewed that. The one that caught me off guard was we're still in a drought. That drought has been going in Texas for Lavaca County since 2022. We're not in a burn ban, but the water tables and such, we're still in a drought. So that caught my eye that sometimes we forget we're still in a drought. And I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. So I did not make the agenda, but the governor's office, or the governor himself, did renew that declaration. So we are still considered to be in a drought. All right, anything else? With that, we'll move into action agenda item number 1. Approve the contract between CoFile and the Lavaca County Clerk for the imaging of 3 probate minute books. And that's brought to you by the county clerks, found on page 1 through 11. Anything you want to add?
No, it was just, this was a project that was started during Liz's term. These 3 books just got missed, and my staff is at the point where they're needing to scan those records in, and it's a big scanner we do not have, so I sent it off.
Okay.
So everything's good then?
I think the total project is $1,694.03.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract between CoFile and Lavaca County Clerk for imaging of 3 probate minute books.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 4, second by Precinct 3, to approve the contract between CoFile and the Lavaca County Clerk for the imaging of 3 probate minute books. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. All right, number 2, discuss and approve the division order between Rocky Creek Resources, LLC and Lavaca County. That's found on page 12 through 15. Simple, straightforward. It's a well, we have a .00081425 interest in that well. So, do I have a motion to accept that division order?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 3. Any other discussion? If not, motion made by Precinct 2, second by Precinct 3, to approve the division order between Rocky Creek Resources, LLC and Lavaca County. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. And I think that well was drilled in October 2023. All right, number 3, discuss and approve the bond for James Foster, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1. Do we have a motion?
Yes. Move that we approve the bond for James Foster, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1.
Second.
Motion made by Precinct 1, second by Precinct 2, to approve the bond for James Foster, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 4, discuss and approve racial profiling report submitted by the Lavaca County Sheriff, which has been filed with the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. That's found on page 16 through 25.
Sheriff, you got anything?
No, that's just our annual report for the Guard Commission.
Pretty straightforward.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3, to approve the racial profiling report submitted by the Lavaca County Sheriff, which has been filed with the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. Any questions or objections? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 5, acknowledge the monetary donation from Dixon Allen Foundation in the amount of $12,000 to Lavaca County Historical Commission to help in the preservation of Lavaca County history. As noted in the LCHC application for the grant, the money will be used to fund projects dealing with the Texas State Historical Commission, state historical markers, state historical cemetery designations, the Allen Historical Conference, and other projects to help preserve Lavaca County history. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Yes.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to acknowledge the monetary donation from the Dixon Allen Foundation in the amount of $12,000 to the Lavaca County Historical Commission. Again, there's so many things we can say each and every week when we get in here, and the Dixon Allen Foundation donates to this community. Just a wonderful resource that we have, and Jesse Allen and family and company, whoever is heading up that on behalf of our county, we cannot say enough of our appreciation. So we got a motion by precinct 2, second by precinct 1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And thank you again, Dixon Allen Foundation. All right, moving on, number 6, discuss and approve amending the 2022 resolution between the Texas Department of Transportation and Lavaca County to include County Road 130 over Rickaway Branch to be funded with 100% federal funds. That's found on page 26 and 31. Items number 6 and 7 go together. You guys approved this, the court approved this without me being present in 2022. The state has now got the feds to pick up the funds on that Rickaway project. So we're breaking these back out, even though y'all have already approved them. So number 6 will be read by itself to be read where it's 100% funds.
Right.
So we need approval on that, and that resolution will stand on its own.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion?
Yes.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2, to approve amending the 2022 resolution between Texas Department of Transportation and Lavaca County to include County Road 130 over Rickaway Branch to be funded with 100% federal funds. Any comments or objections to that?
One comment, it may turn into more than one comment. County Road 130 is below the junior high school, and there's a old truss bridge there, and there's some questions about restoring the bridge. And if the county can purchase, lease, buy, or give donated some property next to the bridge, they will preserve that bridge, but not for travel over the top of it. But we have to own some property to get that done at no cost to the county. Mr. Kubitschek was at a meeting, and it was brought to his attention that if we could do it if we owned the property at no cost. Is that pretty much?
Yes, the money is there for the new bridge, which would be put north of the one that's there. And they refer to that truss bridge as a little pony bridge, literally, because it's so narrow, and literally one pony pulling the wagon. And the importance of that bridge, first of all, that it's less than 20 of those little pony bridges left in Texas. And the other thing is the significance of it, and I had written up a little paper for TechStop, that bridge, before it was a low water crossing with just a wooden bridge, connected the east side of town, which in the Good Hope area, Pea Ridge area, that African-American community that was there a long time ago, and also the Pongo settlement a little further down. All those people that lived
This is just the beginning of that. I don't know where it's gonna go to or lead to, but the bridge will be replaced at no cost to the county.
Right.
And we will proceed with this other project. It may work, it may not.
And I
I
should,
was told by TxDOT that there is room there to put the bridge next to it. If the county can come up with the funding or whatever. Well,
Can I ask a question? Doug, who owns the land?
I haven't got.
We don't know?
We don't know.
We don't know?
I haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
there's some research there
Is
that
it
has to be
possible
done.
there could already be a right-of-way there?
Yes, there's room for a right of way.
Yeah.
There is room there.
Well, I wonder if
But we don't.
there's an established right-of-way already there.
I do not know that.
You know what I'm saying? It could be that that bridge is there, but the right-of-way extends beyond that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
That right of way doesn't extend that far.
Well, maybe, TxDOT would know, would it? Because that's why they're saying this, because they would have already researched the, you know, the boundaries.
Right. Yeah, I can check into that. And it wouldn't cost the county anything other than the purchase of it, you know. It's
So-
not that it's eminent domain, it's just a road.
Regardless, we're gonna build a new bridge over that location.
Yes.
Okay, so we can approve this funding here
Yes.
on that, and then if we can
Later
negotiate,
we can
if we
come
can
back.
negotiate an alternative to
Yes.
keep that bridge in place, then we'll do that. Okay. All right, lots of good discussion. I had a motion by precinct 1, second by precinct 2. Do we have any other comments you want to say on this?
No.
Okay. All right, motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2, to approve amending the 2022 resolution between Texas Department of Transportation and Lavaca County to include County Road 130 over Rickaway Ranch to be funded with 100% federal funds. Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Okay, number 7 is the same, except on the first resolution that we did in 2022, you all had these two bridges on the same resolution. So number 7, you have already approved it. We're going to approve this one, so it's now on a second form all by itself. Or we're going to try to approve it. Number 7, discuss and approve amending the 2022 resolution between Texas Department of Transportation and Lavaca County to include County Road 376 at Mustang Creek. That's found on page 3234. Basically, this is a project that would require us to put, I think, 10%
Right.
of our funds in.
And the equivalent match project, I have completed all of those at the cost of $103,000. So we'll be good to go on that, replacement, we met our 10% match on that.
Okay. So we've already approved it, we're just reapproving it on a separate resolution form. Any other questions? Nope. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4, to approve amending the 2022 resolution between Texas Department of Transportation and Lavaca County to include County Road 376 at Mustang Creek. Any other questions, comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 8. Discuss and/or approve accepting the resignation from Karen Blue, the Lavaca County Treasurer, effective date of April 1st, 2024. You sure you don't want to retract that?
I have a question. It's on, you're resigning on April 1st. Is this some kind
Is that a
of,
fool's?
some kind of stunt?
Somebody got a,
was Easter Sunday. I don't
I don't know if anybody's gonna make a motion.
I don't know if anybody support it.
Thank you for all your wonderful years of service to us. You know, these are elected positions, but we all don't feel that way. We feel like we were called to them. We feel like we're just doing the work that someone hired us to do. And I know that things change in a person's life where sometimes a 4-year term is longer than you wanted to serve. So, anyway, thank you for your years of service to us, and we appreciate it. And Blackie Luda's going to get a gate opener, is what I've been told. So he's been wanting a gate opener to go from pasture to pasture. Because he told me, he said, I'm not sure what she's going to do. I said, I know what you're going to do. Gate opener, that's all.
He's making a motion reluctantly.
I'll second it reluctantly.
All right. Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to reluctantly approve accepting the resignation from Karen Buda, long-term treasurer of Lavaca County, effective date of April 1st, 2024. Any other discussion or comments?
Thank you,
Like I said,
Karen.
Yeah, thank you. I'd echo what being said. I mean, you're one of the, first people from here from the courthouse that I met, and you've always just been kind and gracious and,
Wait a minute.
wait.
She's not gone yet.
Always, you said always kind and great, always is a strong word, always.
Always is a strong word. And I feel strongly about this.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, we are. Anyway, I just appreciate, the service that you've given and the work that you've done, and just, you've always got a smile on your face, and usually, so I appreciate that. Thank you for what you've done.
She can scold you with a smile on her face, too.
Yes, she can.
Yeah. I just want to add, too, when I came in 2020, and the court appointed me in 2020, the first thing I did was talk to the treasurer and talk to the auditor, what's going on financially? And there was nothing going on financially. We have a strong financial team, and that's important to me. It was important to me when I came in 2020 to know that. Our outside auditors, they had nothing to report last time they were here. And that's something to be said, but between the treasurer's office and the auditor's office, that works hand in hand, managing a lot of funds and a lot of different people, a lot of different things come your way on a daily basis, and you've handled it very well. We appreciate it. We're very appreciative of you. So,
Do you want to say what our motto or our?
yeah, what is the motto?
If she goes down, I go down. If I go down, she goes down. So,
All right,
it is.
you heard that. We got law enforcement back of the room. So
Yeah, auditors, they can hear us. They're in the back.
that's right. They're listening right now, probably live. All right, with reluctance, we had a motion by precinct 4, second by precinct 3. All those in favor say,
I guess.
I guess.
All right.
4?
Okay.
All right. So it's a 5-0 vote. Thank you, Karen, for all your service, and I know that you're doing this with intention of staying on for a long time. You even told me you're not going to leave on April 1st. If there's something we need from you, you'll always come back to help out, so we appreciate that. So that motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Karen, for all you've done, and we're gonna move on. Now she's smiling.
Like I say, you ain't gone yet.
All right. Yeah. All right, number 9, to continue the theme here, discuss and or approve the process to appoint a treasurer to replace Karen Buda effective April 1st, 2024. Again, we've known that this is probably going to come at some point or some fashion. We have a sound treasurer's office. We've got a chief deputy that's in there right now, has been in there since August, and a strong candidate. But I think this court needs to be open-minded, like we do all candidates, and so we need to, what I would suggest is, our next court meeting is when, February 12th? Is county open on the 12th? Yes?
Yes, they're closed on the 19th.
So it's 1, 2, 3, that gives a full 3 weeks' notice. So I would suggest by February 12th, we have resumes and applications in the judge's office, ready for approval. And then when we can reconvene on the 12th, we can decide what are we going to do on the 12th, whether we're going to extend the search or have interviews, or do we have a candidate that is ready to roll. And we can do that on the 12th. That'd be my suggestion. So I'll put that in form of a motion, that I make a motion that we accept applications for the position of treasurer until, I'm going to go ahead and say, till the 9th, till the end of day on February the 9th.
Okay.
That's Friday, the February 9th. We will accept applications. That way, Monday the 12th, the court could be ready to make a decision
Do you have a time on the 9th, Judge?
by 5 p.m. on the 9th.
Okay.
So my motion is that we will accept applications for the position of county treasurer through February 9th at 5 p.m. All applications and resumes must be turned in to the judge's office by 5 p.m. on the 9th.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by the judge,
Second. Well, I'll second you.
seconded by precincts 1 and 2. To approve the process to appoint a treasurer to replace Karen Buda effective April 1st, 2024 by saying we will accept resumes and applications in the judge's office by February 9th at 5 p.m. 2024. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. All right, number 10, discuss and approve the road plan and paving agreement between the Lavaca County Commissioners. This is a commissioners' agreement that we've been talking about individually or one-on-one, and the commissioners asked me to go ahead and draft that, so I drafted an agreement for you guys to look at, to cut up, critique, whatever, mark it out. It's just right now a draft, and we want to discuss it in open court so we can determine what you guys want to do.
Well, it's a start. I think that's something that, we need to do, where we can, work together, and basically, just, we're trying to, where we can get more roads paved and better roads in the long run. The dollars,
Try to reduce the cost per mile.
well, that and just to get it done, because right now, basically, it's just hard to find contractors to do our work, so we gotta start doing this in-house some kind of way.
I think I think we need to have it as a joint effort, which will reduce costs. Instead of having to wait for a vendor to come pave a road, we have enough people where we can do it, and it'll be cost saving. And I think this one goal says it all. It says to create a joint paving team that is readily available, free of contractors' delays. And we do have contractor delays. We'll be free of that, and we can act when we are ready to act. We don't have to wait, be on a schedule, do it when the time is right. And if we all kick in, it'll be cost saving to the county.
That's exactly right.
And again, some of the key points
Well,
without seeing,
this is, Judge, this is the beginning, and hopefully within the next month, we'll have something more definite on this, and I'm sure we will.
And again, too, like I said, we'll need some equipment, but that's besides the point. We have most of it, but we'll have to add a little bit to it and create a fund of some sort.
okay. Like I said, I think that's the discussion part, is y'all need to come back with some plans for the equipment costs, maybe put someone in charge of looking for those equipment costs. The one thing I can say that I keep hearing over and over, because I like to keep track of what you guys are working on. We go inspect your roads. I love doing that and going out and meeting the guys as they're working. You set up a road to pave, called the contractor, and contractor said, well, I'll be there in 3 weeks. Something happened on their end. They couldn't get there when they said they were going to be there, and then it rained between 3 weeks, and you washed out some issues, and it's just a combination of errors that keep happening. But if we have a paving crew of our own that's ready to roll when we're ready to roll, I think that would be a cost benefit to the county, big time. The other thing I think the community needs to know is we only have X amount of dollars to pave every year. We don't have this unlimited fund, and so, we need to maximize whatever dollars we have that are tax dollars. These are local dollars. We're not getting funds from state of Texas to pave roads with. We have, every now and then we have grants, and that's a whole other story in itself. It costs $230,000 a mile when you get the government, what I call the government, the state involved to pave a road, and versus we can do it for 150, 140 a mile. So that's the spirit of that. The number one goal I put on there was to reduce the per mile cost of paving or repaving county roads, thus maximizing taxpayers' return on investment. In other words, these are our local people that put us in office. We need to protect those dollars, spend them wisely, and they want us to spend them. They want us to fix roads, and we only have X amount of dollars. So that's my soapbox.
Judge, may I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So as this plan comes about, how are y'all going to determine which roads you will do first, or is there going to be just a
Draw system.
That's for discussion. In the plan, we put, I would say every January, we would draw numbers out of the hat, and if precinct 3 gets the number one number, then we move to precinct 3 first. But if we're doing this right, it'll take us 30, 45 days. We could pave and be done.
And again, basically, each precinct only has a certain amount of dollars per road. So it's not where one precinct's going to be able to be paved the whole year. And again, the commissioner will, it's not going to change as far as which roads that they plan on paving. It's just, we just have a better and working to get it done. So whenever we are ready to pave a road, we can get it done instead of having to wait for a contractor. and the cost will be significantly dropped.
Part of the discussion has been each precinct would donate two hands to the paving crew. And that's debatable. We need to think it all through, but 2 hands to the paving crew that would be an 8-person team to go pave Precinct 3's road. Let's say he's got 2 miles, he drew first, he's got 2 miles of road to pave, set up and ready to go. Let's go pave those 2 miles. Then, the next week, Precinct 4 was next on the docket or the roll, and he's got 2 miles paved. Well, let's move over there. We can move quicker because we're in one county, where these other, contractors, they're working in Washington County or working other places, and they're not gonna move, just come pave 2 miles of road. They're not gonna move all their equipment from Washington County to here. So we can keep our equipment in a close-knit area, and, you may pave 2 miles this week over here, 3 miles over in Precinct 4, then we're gonna move to 1 and get his stuff done. But we can do a round robin, keep going in order, and hopefully that was the dream or the idea.
And basically, there's only so many miles we can pave. It's not gonna be a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change
We're
that.
constricted by the dollars.
Exactly, and again, there's nothing, we've been doing it. Each precinct's been helping each other out anyhow, you know, with the equipment we have. It's just trying to make it work better.
Yeah, let me just say, this is it's a working document. And so we're talking about, why would we do this? Well, one of the reasons we would do it is because you want the same people on the equipment. You don't want to put different people on the equipment that don't know what they're doing, and you're going to create breakdowns and problems and delays. And so it would make sense to have a trained crew that would do nothing but this during paving season. You have to understand, how long is paving season?
3 months,
3 months, maybe. I mean, we might be able to,
if we're lucky.
if we can stretch it, but
But we might can stretch it more because we're ready to roll.
ready to roll. And what we can do is, the majority of the time is gonna be, in the setup of the road. The road, the base has to be built, and it takes more time to do that. Paving it, shooting it, chip and seal, whatever. you
One
do it.
day.
Yeah, one day, you're done. But it takes 6 weeks and a lot of water, to make that happen. Professor Puska,
Honorable.
Honorable Professor Puska.
at the meeting of the Great State Republican Women, you pointed out something that I did not consider, and I think it's valuable. We were talking about tax dollars because everyone talks to us about their taxes. I pay all these taxes. And you broke it down to how much per household you received as a commissioner,
Average, yes.
average for road. And what was that number? Do you remember? I remember.
I don't remember what happened yesterday, sir.
Okay. Well,
It wasn't much.
you
It was
said
like,
$46 or $47.
Well, when you break it down, you may pay $1,000 in taxes. And they say, I pay a lot of, yes, you do. But all that $1,000 you're paying for FMR on your tax roll is broken down into 29%, 23%, 19%. So it's not $1,000 you're paying precinct 1. I'm only getting a fourth of that. So that's $250. $250 might buy 5 wheelbar loads of material, not truckloads, for sure. But that has to be explained, and material has gone up. In 2013, I think we could build a pretty good road for $100,000. That's 10 years ago. It's not that way anymore. Look at what did fuel cost back then? What does it cost today? Quite a bit more. And we're in a place, I hate to call it no man's land, but you can drive 50 miles that way and buy gas 50% cheaper than you can in Hallettsville. You can drive 30 miles that way and do the same thing. I don't know why it costs that much, but I guess transport it over here.
well, look at, even the precinct cost, when we bid out gravel, one precinct has a higher cost because of the trip charge to get to them from the gravel plant. So it always is this.
And I guess I saw somewhere, number 3,400, there are 3,400 households in the county. Is that, did I make that up. I saw
I'm
that
not sure.
somewhere. I'm like, that's sobering too, when you think about the number of people that are here and the people that pay taxes. So the taxes are significant, but, you know, we don't get the lion's share of that money. We just don't. And so we have limitations on what we can do and how we can do it. We want to do the best that we possibly can, but it's not easy. It's not easy to do. And so,
Also, on that taxes, they think all of their, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but most people think when they talk to you about, I want my road paved, let's go back to the $1,000, they think the commissioners get the $1,000. The rest of you, sheriff's office, EMS, tax office, treasurer's office, y'all don't get any. But it's shared throughout the county. How many departments we have? 18?
A bunch.
A bunch, and they all get a share of that. So it doesn't just come to us. I'll quit on that.
No, I mean, but I think you're hitting on something that we need to talk about. And again, I'm not sure if it's 3,400 homes, but let's say it's 3,400 homes. 3,400 homes, and those taxes have to pay for 871 miles of road. That's the realities of that, and we keep preaching that. 871 miles of road, that'll get you to Miami, I believe.
And back.
Not back, but, I mean, that's a lot of miles. That's a lot of roads to pay for. So I preach this during my campaign, if there's a piece of gravel on the road, it's because someone was taxed on that gravel, and that's why it's there. And so it took this many years to get to that point, just to have a gravel road. And costs are keep going up. So it's a daunting task. I wouldn't want to be a commissioner for anything in the world. I thank you guys for what you do. We take abuse all day long. We take phone calls. Everyone's complaining, and it's just hard to keep up with 871 miles of road. And then the downpour comes and washes some things out. So hats off to you guys. But this is a draft. I think y'all need to keep looking at it. What I would suggest is everyone read this draft, bring your critique or criticisms back to me, and I'll try to reformulate it.
And if any of you have any ideas, you can call me or say, hey, look, let's try this. This might work.
At this point, I only presented a draft just for the commissioners, because this is hot off the press as a Friday, and then we'll go from there. But about equipment, does someone take the lead on getting some equipment costs together, or are we there yet?
I can go ahead and get some equipment prices. I know a couple vendors.
Okay. So I think that would be wise. Bring some of that information back to the court. When we're talking about equipment, we're talking about joint county equipment run by the same person all year, maintained by the same person.
Yes.
So we don't just, like I think Wayne said, so 3 people don't jump on that piece of equipment to run it and tear it up. One person runs it. If they tear it up, they tore it up. And if it needs fixing, the county has a unified budget. We put a joint equipment budget and joint maintenance budget together to service that equipment. That'd be my recommendation. All right, so we don't have to approve this. We're not going to approve this right now, but we need to keep working on it. That was the point today, correct?
correct.
Yes.
Okay, so we will table agenda item number 10 we'll keep working on it until it's approved. All right, that leaves us, lastly, item number 11. Everyone's favorite EMS director is going to give us the 2023 EMS report. Chief Michael Furr.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So just to kind of expound on and for clarification, the numbers that I'm coming to you today with are from January to January, not October to October, okay? But to expound on what you guys were just talking about, so last year we had a budget of $2,527,396. All right, we have 20,688 people according to the last census, which means that out of a tax bill that comes to the county, $122.16 of that goes towards the EMS program for the county. That breaks down to about 33 cents a day, which after revenue breaks down to about 17 cents a day goes to provide funding for the EMS department. So, interesting when you start breaking those numbers down like y'all were doing.
I love stats.
All right, so 2023 yearly report. I'm going to go over some of these numbers real quick. Each one of y'all have a copy I brought earlier. We had a total of 2,112 transports last year, 2,112. Out of those 2,112, 430 of them were inter-facility transfers, meaning taken from a patient from Hallettsville to Victoria or to Houston, San Antonio. 21 flights is what we did last year, so we flew 21 patients from the county. As talked earlier a little bit, when it came to the math, the total revenue, January to January again, though, is $1,260,577. We spent a total of 127,987 minutes assigned to a call last year. We did 46,977.8 loaded miles, which means we had a patient in the back of our ambulance for that, those miles. Here's one thing that I'm personally very proud of and proud of our team. You know, we've talked about shoot times over the last 3 years or so. A shoot time is from the time that we're notified of a call to the time we check en route to a call. 28 seconds.
That's
28
outstanding.
seconds.
That's outstanding, sir.
That's daytime, that's nighttime, that's averaging in at 3 o'clock in the morning when we're sleeping or whatnot, getting a call and having to respond across the county. 28 seconds. So average response time, to explain this one a little bit more, is 11 minutes and 24 seconds. That does not include, of course, if you live 3 blocks from the station or you live in town. Keep in mind that's covering almost 1,000 square miles, and the national average is a little over 8 minutes. So when you compare 11 minutes and 24 seconds to New York City, their average is a little over 8 minutes. I think we're doing pretty good, especially if we get called to Vienna, Speaks, Sublime, Oakland area to respond. And you take all those averages in between city calls and county calls, 11 minutes and 24 seconds is pretty good for a rural EMS system. Our average call time from the time that we make patient contact to the time that we're back in service is 1 hour and 8 minutes. And here's an interesting one, the busiest day and the time of that day. The busiest days last year in 2023 was Mondays, and the time frame was 4 p.m. for any of those who are interested. We can with our report writing system, we can break all kinds of different data points out from the runs throughout the year. And the top 5 destinations for our patients were Lavaca Medical Center at 500, DTAR 276, Citizens 181, Yoakum Community Hospital at 177, and Gonzales Memorial Hospital at 82. Just to go over a few accomplishments last year of our team. We've successfully changed billing companies to Emergicon. I can't thank our assistant chief, the auditor's office, the treasurer's office enough for helping us through that. I, for one, have never done that in my career, and I hope to never, ever do it again. Obviously, we will if we have to, but that was a bit of an arduous task. We saw quite a bit of a dip for a few months, of course, in our collection, switching from billing companies. There's a lot more to it than just saying, hey, we're gonna submit the report here and they're gonna send the bill out from here. You got to line up Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance sources, and of course bank routing numbers, and so on and so forth. So with that, it's rolling now without looking at an average or at the average right now, just knowing the numbers off the top of my head average. I think we're averaging probably around $117,000 to $115,000 a month in revenue, which is about a $15,000 to $20,000 a month more in revenue compared to the previous billing company. And also, as you all remember talking about this earlier last year, this is a Texas-based company as well who only does 911 providers. They do not do private services. They do not do anything out of state. We expanded our training site, and this is kind of a big, well, this is a big deal in our industry. We expanded our training site to be a National Association of EMTs official training site. I want to thank our staff, Chief Decker, Dr. David Janice for helping orchestrate this. We now have the ability, and we have, if any of y'all follow us on social media, we have hosted a few different classes where we had people from Washington County, Fort Bend County, come here to learn and go back with that certification. So it's something that gets listed on a website, and we literally can have students from anywhere in our region, outside of our region, to come to Hallettsville to our training site. and leave with certifications such as advanced cardiac life support, pediatric advanced life support, pre-hospital trauma life support, and advanced medical life support. These are all courses that traditionally we would have to travel to get certifications in, and now we teach the certifications in our backyard. We successfully purchased and deployed new cardiac monitors fleet-wide to Zoll. Again, a big thank you to Commissioner's Court, Auditor's Office, Treasurer's Office, our staff for doing this. This is another not easy task, if you will. We had a couple, I would say about 3 weeks worth of training before we deployed these out, and so far they've been fantastic. These cardiac monitors, for lack of better terms, hook into our report writing system as well, and so now we can track real-time, real-life data on every single patient that we touch. This includes the depth and rate of CPR. Was it being done correctly by that provider? Was it too fast, too slow? These are all things that we can use to critique our QA process with our providers as well. Whether they did good, whether they did bad, either way, it gives us an opportunity to learn from that, and these monitors are able to hook into the back end of that, which is amazing. Next year, we'll have a lot more clinical data to be able to present to Commissioner's Court with the purchase of these monitors and deployment of them. We updated our clinical care guidelines with committee input and adding 3 different medications. Right now, Lavaca County EMS carries about 35 to 36 medications in the back of their ambulance. We do anything from cardiac medications to baby aspirin to antibiotics. You wouldn't believe some of the things that our EMTs and paramedics can do in rural EMS, which is, I travel across the state sometimes talking about how important rural EMS is, because we do not have the access to a lot of advanced local care, and sometimes it comes to us. We can see in our backyards, Lee County, Fayette County, they have no local facility, and we're blessed to have 2 in our backyard. So that was a good thing that we did with updating the clinical care guidelines as well. We successfully purchased 3 used Fraser ambulances, 1 from Florida and 2 from Fort Bend County. So going back into this program, how we've gotten into this. So the ambulances that you see in our fleet, they're designed to be taken off the chassis and placed on a new chassis, okay? Some ambulances you buy, you use them up, and you throw them away, for lack of better terms. The ones that we buy, we can get them for cheap, because a lot of services like Fort Bend, San Antonio Fire, these people don't remount these ambulances, and these ambulances are designed to be remounted 3 to 4 times. Ultimately, having an ambulance, or the box of the ambulance, being in service for our county for 20 to 25 years. It's just every 4 to 5 years it gets taken off a chassis that's worn out, it gets reconditioned, refurbished, and placed on a brand new chassis, and it's back in service. A brand new ambulance, which I'm not saying that we'll never have to have one, because we will, but a brand new ambulance is around $300,000 now. That's not equipped. That's just the box and the truck, which is pretty astounding, considering pre-COVID was about 175 to 180. Not anymore. So these ambulances that we have purchased, we have paid nowhere over $30,000 a piece for. We bring them back here to the county, we put our logo on it, and we run it for another 2 or 3 years until it's ready to get remounted and refurbished. So we've taken that off the taxpayer and been able to save that money for those 2 to 3 years until it's time to remount it. We've successfully taught community CPR classes throughout the county and have worked with numerous school districts. To this date, we've taught more than 100 seniors across the county CPR, first aid, and AED prior to their graduation. It is now a requirement that all seniors, before they graduate, receive CPR and first aid training. And we've been asked by numerous independent school districts and private schools to come in and do that training for them. So they're trained before they leave school. So over 100 of them this year, or last year, I would assume it'd be about the same, if not more, this next year. Assistant Chief Tim Decker received the Rising Star Award for our region at the Mid-Coast Hurricane Conference in Victoria. Judge, I believe you were there that day when that happened. It really is no surprise. He does a fantastic job, and with both him and I coming here, it's been learning in progress, and we're both learned together as we've gone along, and he's done a great job. We've sent 2 employees to EMS conference, Texas EMS conference in Austin this year, 2 employees to the Education by the Sea in Port Aransas, and 5 employees to the Texas EMS Alliance Leadership Conference in Marble Falls. That Port Aransas conference, as a matter of fact, since we're now Emergicon, which is our billing company, they're the ones who actually sponsor that conference, and they put it on. Since we are customers now, our people get into that conference free of charge. So they have a 2-day CE free of charge. I was elected this year to president-elect of the Texas EMS Alliance, and will be appointed the president in 2025. And I also was appointed to the Governor's Trauma Advisory Council and represent Lavaca County and rural EMS through the governor's office. And lastly, Senate Bill 8 funding, which I think I've been before court and talked about a few different times. Senate Bill 8 funding was about $21 million that was given to rural and underserved EMS services throughout the state through way of the Department of State Health Services. Basically, it was ARPA funds that was given to the state, and the state we were able to garner some of those funds for EMS. We have sent 5 employees and are sending 5 employees right now to paramedic school free of charge, thanks to Senate Bill 8. So we've had a lot of progress. These are just kind of the highlights. Don't want to bore you to death with some of the other ones, but personally, I am very proud of the team that we've put together. We have some seasoned EMTs and paramedics. We have some very young EMTs and paramedics, and they just they get along great. They provide exceptional care, which is what we truly want at the end of the day. Our patients get exceptional care, exceptional bedside manner, and very, very, very few complaints throughout the year just from our employees or citizens, which is a testament to the team, y'all's support, the community support, and we're just gracious for being able to serve our county.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can't say it enough. It's been 3.5 years, I think, since you took your position, and you've done a tremendous job, you and Decker both. Can't say enough. I mean, I'm just looking at that 28 seconds. That's just incredible.
It is.
I mean, that's still just.
I was actually kind of surprised when we pulled that.
Well, I mean, we have radios in our office. We listen to calls every now and then. I mean, they called Medic One, and Medic One's rolling. I mean, they just chatter back. We're in the truck already. I mean, they heard the first call go out. They're ready to roll. So, just a phenomenal job. I could ask questions all day. You covered a bunch of stuff, but being appointed to the Governor's Trauma Advisory Council, that's a big deal, Michael Furr. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yep, congratulations.
Ask me at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think I have our first meeting in February, so.
The biggest question I think we have is, we don't know when you sleep, but you're taking care of another county too, so you've got us and Colorado County. How's Colorado County going in relation to what we're doing here?
Everything's going fine over there. It's going better over there. I knew taking on the task, and I remember that day when I think you even asked me, am I sure? And I said yes. I knew it'd take some time, and we're now to the end of that leaf, I think, turning it over and getting the employees, getting the department back on track. Of course, it's public knowledge, but we were able to, our collections went from about $900,000 up to about $1.6 million this year. So I'll be reporting to that Commissioner's Court on the next meeting as well. So it's been great. The business aspect and the operational aspect is going very well over there. Now we're working on the clinical aspect and getting everybody on the same page with clinical. It's interesting I'm in a very interesting position, and I don't really even know what my job description is sometimes. But I can tell you that if for some reason something happened to me, I know that this department is in very good hands. I know that this department would probably function without him or I. And I hate to say that. That would be really bad, because then we say we didn't need a job. But that's how well these employees work together. We have people that live outside the community that come to work here, and they have opportunities to stop somewhere else. And I'm talking about good people who have been asked to go other places, and they absolutely refuse to, because the family environment that we provide, the community that supports them, and the county that supports them. So that's a testament. That's a testament from Commissioner's Court all the way down to our department and the citizens that we serve. So.
Has Colorado seen a bigger take in calls now since the hospital closed down in LaGrange?
Absolutely. I don't think that's going to change. I think that's going to be a very hot topic you have to understand EMS is a small world, but it's even smaller when you know the guy that runs the one in Fayette County, and we're, every other day, we're on the phone. It doesn't matter if I'm talking on behalf of Lavaca or Colorado County, but I'm telling you, resources in all three counties are stretched thin because of that. Not necessarily because we're responding into Fayette more, but we are taking more patients out of Lavaca Medical Center, out of Columbus Community Hospital, because they have to take those patients, drop them, and get back in service for their constituents, right? And so then we're left with transferring those patients down the road if they need to go to a higher level of care, which ultimately takes our ambulances out of service longer, right? So it does not go, a week does not go by in the last probably 6 to 8 weeks that you see a Colorado ambulance and Lavaca ambulance in Fayette County and Lavaca, and luckily our supervisors each have each other's number, so it's a constant chess match, helping each other out when possible. I do know that Fayette County is putting on an additional ambulance, a fifth one. They're doing it right now in Round Top, and it's going to be a day crew for now, and then they're gonna readjust from there and see.
I've been in communication with Fayette County Judge and also Colorado County Judge, and I want to say this publicly. We have two of the best hospitals in the county, in our county. But between us, DeWitt County, and Gonzales, we have 4 hospitals in our rural settings that they're doing better than they ever have before. They're improving their techniques. They're having surgeries there now in these hospitals. They're not the hospitals that we used to kind of make fun of back in 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They've improved their game. But what I'm saying here is Fayette County and Bastrop County, to our north, 2 counties do not have a hospital in those counties right now. That is a tremendous, what happened in those counties? They do not have, Bastrop does not have a hospital. Now, they feel they're so close to Austin, they can get over to Austin, but they don't have a ER center there in Bastrop. Fayette County lost their hospital. We have to support our rural hospitals. We have to make sure they have everything they need to save a life.
I agree 100%. I came back from Dallas yesterday, and the county just to the north of Lee, it's Rockdale is there, I believe. Giddings, right?
Giddings.
From Giddings all the way to, just north of Giddings, Rockdale, Giddings, Fayette County, that stretch of Highway 77 does not have a hospital with 3 continuous counties. That's, and that's what I was thinking about when I was coming back, that you really think about that, that's probably close to 3,000, just say 3,000 square miles that has no hospital coverage. And those patients are either going to Bryan College Station, Austin, or down to us.
Well,
So,
you're working hand in hand with those hospitals. I know you matter to them. I know you're having meetings with them on a regular basis now.
Yep.
And it's a team effort to save a life. And just thank you for all you've done. So, we appreciate you.
yes, sir.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept the report.
So moved. Second.
All right, motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 1, I think, to accept the 2023 EMS report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Michael Furr. All right, we're in consent. Do we have a motion to move into consent?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3. All those in favor of moving into consent, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are in consent. Our microphones will go off at this time. All right, all consent agenda items have been read and signed. Is there any other business of the court? If not, a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Precinct 2? Motion to adjourn was made by precinct 2, seconded by precinct 1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.